This is a pro bono sort of helping of the effort, right? That's the way you're going to be seeing it. Well, registration drives, quite a number of politicians are working on that area, or are you the only one so far?
No, everyone is doing, but I think, you know, INEC has they've got the mandate, you know, and we politicians or every stakeholder, anybody interested in, you know, a thriving democracy, as we want it to be in Lagos, in Nigeria, we're all playing our parts. A lot of people are doing awareness, but I'm going beyond the awareness, and that's what I've seen, you know, people saying, INEC is doing this, INEC is doing this, but what's anybody doing about it? So I said, no, I'm going to set up a center, and I'm going to get those people that either they don't have access to internet, they haven't got access to a good phone or a laptop, or they don't even know how to navigate the portal, or even just the confidence of going online. Said, we'll break that barrier for you, come to our center, we'll do it for you for free. And that way, we're supporting the democratic process in Nigeria.
Isn't that, well, I don't even know that there's anything wrong with it, but isn't that sort of a way to boost your own political influence? How can you assure Lagos Island residents that this isn't just about boosting your own career base, your political career base?
Well, I'm a politician, I'd ask that, but it's not about that. It's citizenship before partisanship. You know, it's playing a role. It's also supporting people in, you know, carrying out their civic duties. And anything, I've got the platform, I've got the resources, I've got the tools. Why not just use it? I'm not keeping them for myself. I'm registered already.
Yes.
You know, so why not support people? So, and we're not asking anyone if you come to the center, are you APC, are you PDP, are you whatever, are you ADC? No, it's just come and register. You know, when it's time for us to engage them, engage people, as politicians, we engage them. But for now, it's just about, let's begin the process.
Okay, let's just get this started, right?
Yeah, let's get started, because your vote is your voice, is your power.
Well, are you concerned about other politicians that will be observing this, even in your own space, who will be saying that, well, you see, all of this is quite intimidating, or look at computers, look at, you know, this whole infrastructure. Does that matter, really?
No, they should join us in the, they should join us. We need support, we need more hands, we need people thinking outside of the box and just not doing what everyone is doing. It's about creativity, it's about advancing. And I keep saying it, I want Lagos Island to lead, I also want Lagos to lead. So if I'm doing it, and if there are people that can replicate it across the board, not just in Lagos, even in other states, then I think it's a welcome development.
But how about those that, and it is the right of anybody to do so, those that support an alternative party, not yours, can they take advantage of this, you know, facility that you
100%. I mentioned, we're not asking you what your party affiliation is. Look,
but just come.
Where the center is, I can tell you I'm an APC man, I'm proud of that. There's a PDP secretariat or something right opposite the center, you know, and these people have always been involved in the community engagement. They're going to come. We've already reached out to them. They're going to come and register. It's just normal. We just want everybody to register.
Okay.
There's a time for engagement. There's a time for consultation. But for now, it's just let's begin the process. And I don't know if I'm going to have time to talk to that, but I'm actually worried because beyond the registration, we saw the last election. There's a piece that my leader, one of my uncles as well, Honorable Fuadoki, he wrote something at the aftermath of the election. Even before the election, I reached out to him and he said, Biodun, there's going to be voters apathy. I've gathered a lot of information. There is going to be this, and I'm worried. And by the time the result, what he told me was going to happen actually happened. And I'm looking, we had 6.8 million voters, PVC holders in Lagos State. Can I tell you the number that came out to vote? Just over 400,000.
What?
That's less than 4%, less than 5%.
You know?
And that's tragic. And that's even down from 11% in 2015. So I'm worried. We could do the registration. And that's why I'm saying the registration doesn't really matter now. It's actually the engagement. But we're going to do the registration. Let's get more people, at least give them their right to vote.
When you say Fuadoki had preseen, you know, apathy in the voters, and it actually turned out to be so.
Yeah.
What do you think has led to this?
It's a lot of I think the first thing first is the situation in the country.
People just didn't want to come out.
The situation in the country, but I think people don't understand that it can only get better if you put in your voice, and your future is at your fingertip. That is it. You know, people say, "Oh, I don't care about that," but figuratively and literally, your future is in your fingerprint. You should not complain about the government of the day if you never voted. Do you see what I mean? So all I'm saying is, let's support the process. And I mean, there's a whole lot of issues that happen there with voters apathy, but politicians or the political parties need to do more. It's just engaging and not disenfranchised. Not, how do you put it? Nigeria has a core base of, you know, youths, and a lot of youth. I have friends from 18 to 40, and I could tell you the number of those friends that have got PVC. I'm leading that champ. Even the guys that supported me in my campaign, you know, when I was running, I told you there was a time we did a declaration, we had about 5,000 people, about 3,000 of those were just first-time voters. These people have never voted. They weren't even able to vote in the last election, the local government election, just because of the outdated register. But these people will say, let's get you your PVC. So these are ways by which we can start addressing it. And I think we have a lot of work to do between now and 2027.
You know, I was just looking at your program, and you sort of segmented or divided the electorate up into different, is it residential? Wards. Yes, yeah. Yes, different wards. Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean,
because all political parties will be in a given ward.
Yeah.
And they're all welcome to this initiative.
Yeah, they are. And we've given it's a 1-week program. I think we're going to extend it because it's an ongoing thing, and we have to look at how we can fund that and make sure that we can continue throughout the year. But we want to make sure that the first week we're able to get a lot of people on board and ensure that. Now, if you come in on, it's from Tuesday to Sunday. So each ward, the idea is that the capacity we have in the center is about, it could take about 300 people in one go, and you had about 20 members of staff that will be supporting with that whole process. But what we don't want to do is overcrowding and all of that. We want to make it seamless. You come in within 10, 15 minutes, you're out of the place. You know, we don't. So if you're able to come in when it's, you know, a date that is set for your ward, there's a catch-all date that everybody could come. I think that's going to be the final day. Then we'll look at how, and we'll keep observing it. If we think, yeah, we need more days or more resources, we'll try and see how we can do that.
I don't know, is this quote-unquote youthful exuberance or what? I'm talking about the fact that INEC already has its own portal. The whole idea is that you can sit down in your room or your sitting room or whatever is convenient to you, and you could very much do what needs to be done. So how would you answer those who say that you know, INEC already has an online portal. Why should residents come to the center that you are talking about?
I mean, there are loads of reasons. There are people, in my companion, I know a lot of people like, well, phones for, no access to phones, no access to data. And there are people, I know the peculiarity and the demographics of people within Lagos Island. And you can't tell a market woman to do things on online. No disrespect to them. But there are some of them that all they know how to do is make money, sell, make money, buy, stock up. But tell them to go online and do anything. No, we're bridging that gap. We're bridging that divide and ensuring that if we do it for them seamlessly, we're giving you a slip. We're also booking an appointment for you. So when you go, the entire process, you come to our center, you spend 20 minutes, you go to INEC, you spend another 20. Well, we can't control what happens at INEC, but the fact that you've got your slip, it makes it easy because you're only going to capture and get your fingerprints on and you're gone. What we don't want to happen is, oh, I went last week, I went 2 weeks, and before you know, such a person would just lose interest. I said, I'm not going to vote. I can't be asked. So
we shouldn't consider it a partisan exercise, since, of course, you are, you're attracting essentially APC, voters, and of course, if it's an APC voter, you can't imagine him going to somewhere else to go and cast his vote. So you don't think it's a particularly partisan exercise? We had how many APC PVC holders? How many of them came out to vote in the last election? So it's not about that. It's about getting everybody on board. And I told you there's a stage for engagement. That's where I think we're really going to do a lot of work as APC or as any party. But I speak for my party. I don't care about the other parties. But as APC, that is when we'll be engaging them. But in the first place, let's increase the pool. Let's get everybody on board. Then let's see how many of them we can actually convince when it's time to go to the polls. Now, talking of which, do you actually have a target figure in mind of those that you hope to, attract to become more interested in what's going on? We've done a lot of
awareness. We've reached out to a lot of trade union, a lot of religious organization, youths and all that. We've done a lot, and I'm hoping if we can get 15,000 people, I think that would be a success. And I've charged the team. I've told them I've tasked them that with that responsibility. Like, guys, we have to get 15,000 at the barest minimum. We're open to getting more. We have capacity to get more than 15,000 to support more than 15,000 people in this process. So I'm hoping we can achieve 15,000 at the barest minimum.